Then I went to library school at LIU Library School out in, further out on the island. Because my friend had gone to library school there, and she was working in the Great Neck Library. No, not Great Neck. What am I talking about? Just a minute. I seem to be getting mixed up.
Was it a Marianne Wolfe?
Marianne Wolfe was
Yes, she was in Great Neck Library.
But the other one was, this was in Great Neck, in New York. I went to library school in New York.
Okay.
Not in California. Then I was working in the Great Neck Library for a little while. And the Great Neck Library was the kind of place where they'd have a budget proposition, they'd pass it, and it would fail because they had lowered it. And you weren't going to take away money from the library in Great Neck. They want the library to be top notch, and it was. That was in New York.
And then when you moved to California...
I looked for a job in libraries, but I didn't get anything. I guess I'd never heard of the Great Neck Library. If I really knew what the Great Neck Library was, I would have been welcomed with open arms, but it didn't. So I got a job, finally. I called up the federal government to see if they had any jobs in libraries. She says, no, we don't, but there's a test you can take. So I said, what do you have for college graduates? And so there's a test you can take. So I took this test, and then I got a job working for Social Security at the payment center, because I passed that test. So then I worked at the Social Security building in Richmond.
How long did you work there?
Until I retired in 1962. When I was 62, I retired the minute I could. First minute I could, I retired.
1992.
And yeah, in 92 I was 62, and that was the first time you could get your Social Security benefits. So that's what I did. And your father also retired at that time because they were cutting back at the university, so he was offered to retire at 62 and he would get the same pension as if he was 65, so we took that and retired. We both retired. And then we couldn't sell our house because the naval station had closed, and there was a gut on the market for houses, so we didn't sell. But then we rented it out and moved down to Kensington.
So you stayed in Santa Rosa until you retired?
Stayed in Santa Rosa.
What, did you leave Santa Rosa before you retired? I thought you had.
Living in Santa Rosa.
You weren't. Oh, you weren't living in Santa Rosa, but you owned the house because you couldn't sell it.
We still owned the house, but we lived down here in Kensington. It was interesting. The woman we were renting it to was a dentist, and she was the niece of Monty Hall. You've heard of Monty Hall, who was on television, Price is Right? Anyway, then she had a roommate with her who, for some reason or other, put up something covering all the walls with little things. And, oh my God, all these holes, what is going to happen? But then the lady I was renting it from, when this gal moved out, she closed up all the holes, I guess with dental stuff, so the walls looked all right. Because it was a beautiful house. And then we sold the house. When did I sell the house? At some point I sold that house. And then we bought a house in El Sobrante after we sold that. So we gave up renting in Kensington and moved to El Sobrante instead. And I lived there until my husband died in El Sobrante. And then the paratransit, I wasn't getting a disabled paratransit. I was getting a different paratransit, and it only ran till 3 o'clock or something, and it didn't go everywhere. But then I moved down here to Watergate, and then I found out about the paratransit, the disabled paratransit, which went anywhere. So I got that, which was good. And then I was living here in Watergate, and I find it quite nice. I have a beautiful view of ducks, or geese, I don't know which they are, whoever comes and lands there. And the funny thing is, my sister lives in Florida. She has a condominium on a golf course. And when she looks out the window, she has a pond with ducks. So she's looking at ducks in Florida, and I'm looking at them in California. I guess we're a duck family.
Now, she doesn't have a view of the ocean, though, does she?
No ocean, just the golf course.
Because she's inland somewhat.
Just the golf course, that's right. And so she's been living there a good many years. Her husband passed away. He really originally liked the where they went, because he liked to play tennis. They had tennis courts. But he passed away, but she still lives there. And went to visit her once, but I like it here better. And what else?
Does she still paint?
It's hard for her to stand and paint now. She had she had one bedroom just with easels and for painting. For a while she was painting a long time, quite a while. I have a couple of her paintings here. But as she gotten older, she finds it difficult to stand and do paintings, because she used to stand at the easel. But she's been drawing things and painting things since she was in college. But then she took a class in painting, and that was good. So she still drives. She's 12 years older than I am, but she still drives a little bit. And let's see, what else? And I like it here very much. I have friends from Hadassah, which I got involved with here. And it's a pretty comfortable life, because I have paratransit and I have Safeway delivery. So I can manage things pretty well. And that's about it. Life goes on. I don't know what else to say.
When we take a break, we can always come back.
Okay.